I'm Dan Galushin. Welcome to another edition of Shootin' Plink. This will probably be our final knife throwing edition for a while because this is the last set of knives that I have not shown you. And I kind of kept these to last. The reason being is I've already done a review on the Cold Steel Flight series. I had the Mini Flight, which is really a favorite of mine. And I've always said the Mini Flight is ideal for you beginners and novice to start out and practice with. Works very, very good. This one is the Sure Flight in that. It's a little bit bigger. In fact, this one, where the Mini Flight is 10 inches, these are 12. Now, they're going to be throwing a little bit different. The case does not come with these, and the nice thing about the Cold Steel is you can buy them individually. That's why I have a set of 4 here. And the case, I got it separate. Very nice case. I was able to get that on Amazon. The knives, I bought some of them on Amazon, some of them straight from Cold Steel themselves. That Cold Steel's got a sale, and whenever they have a sale, I kind of look at some maybe new models to try out, and there's a few I like. But again, these are set up very nice for throwing. You can do no spin, half spin, full spin, the whole thing with these. That's what I like about them. They're carbon steel. They got a very good tang to them, as you can see. Good thickness, good weight. You can handle them very, very easy with these. The tape, you might wonder about that. It's kind of a dual purpose type thing. One is I got tired of the loud clanging these make when you do miss, and that deadens it a little bit, but it also gives me a little bit different grip on it. Now, some people would say, okay, it's going to throw your weight off. True, it may, just a little bit. But what the heck, I'm not in competition, and I'm just doing it for the recreation part. And that's the idea of Shootin' Plink. We're not serious, we're just having fun with it. We're giving you beginners and novice, both in firearms, several things. Firearms, air guns, knives, and we may even be throwing an axe if we get one of the new rhinos that LaFuchs has. In fact, LaFuchs is going to be coming out with some other knives that I'm really interested in getting my hands on. But right now we're talking about these Cold Steel. And since this is the final one for a bit, and we've already done a review on the Flight series, what I'm going to do with the 12-inch is, since we got 4, and I've got the 4 distances of 7, 10, 13, and 16 feet, that's what we're going to do. We're going to do 1 knife each. We'll go a little bit quicker. And we're going to talk about the way that I throw each one of them for each type of a thing. What we are going to do is I'm not going to worry with the no spin. So I'm going to do a half spin at 7 feet, full spin at 10 feet, full spin at 13 feet, and a half spin at 16 feet. That's right, I'm going to try a half spin at 16 feet. So let's take the camera, go over to the knife throwing range, and give it a shot. Well, as always, I try to position the camera at about the 13-foot distance. In fact, I've got stakes all the way down the line here, and it is directly, the tripod is directly over that 13-foot one. And we're going to start out at the 7, 10, then back here to 13, and then 16. Like I said, first one is going to be a half spin. Okay, that was the half spin. Now we'll come back to 10 feet and do a full spin. We're at 13 feet, choked up a little bit. We're going to try a full spin. A little bit of an overspin on that thing, but we're going to go back to 16, give it a shot, and see what happens. Got it. And that was a half spin. So now we're going to go back, and I'm going to tell you how I gripped each one of them for that. Well, as I said, it was a quick one this time because we had 4, so I went from 4 different directions, or 4 different distances, and we're just going to take one here, and then we're going to talk about how I grip these. We'll need all 4. Now, for the half spin at 7 feet, simple, just right down here, right down about this distance right here, and I grip it just like this. I pinch it, I do a pinch grip, and throw it. Watch the point because it is sharp. These are a little bit sharp too, so be careful with those. Again, like Adam says, you can file those off if you want, but the tang goes down quite a ways. And if I had been doing a no spin, again, I would have used it like this and gone, but we didn't mess with that. So the next one was at 10 feet. I was going to throw a full spin. Use my little hole again for the lanyard and grabbed it right down here. And I used this one, actually I do it just a little bit above. You can see their logo, the Cold Steel logo. I kind of grab it right around that, but I feel the hole in my thumb right there and let go. Now, as far as the full spin at 13 feet, well, that can get a little bit tricky depending on how you do it. This you can use a hammer throw, pretty easy with this. And a hammer throw, what I'm talking, or a hammer grip I should say, is where it's just like you going to grip a hammer a nail. That's what you're going to do here. The only difference is I don't have it wrapped all the way right here. I got it up here like this. I do a couple of different ways. It just depends on how it feels to me. I will throw it, and as I do, I loosen my hand. I don't completely, I just let it shoot out as if my hand was a rifle barrel, just like this. And that's what I do. And out it goes. Another thing, there are times when I will put my thumb up here. Just depends on how I feel, how it's working. It works different for me each time. And this is what I said. People can develop their own styles. Listen to the basics and then develop your style, but use the basics because that's what's going to work for you. Take glasses off for a bit. Now, back to 16 feet. How did I throw that half spin at 16 feet? A lot like I did with my Lefouque Stork, Lefouque Stork knife. A lot like I did, where I had the blade and the tip of the knife, the point of the knife, back here on my hand, just like that. Now again, this is sharp, so be careful. And I don't wrap it way around like this. I take it, and I'll try to get this position just like I had it. Okay, got my thumb over here like this. Kind of a pinch grip, kind of a hammer grip. It's kind of a hybrid. That's what I said, develop your own. Now, when I release it on this, I do not let it shoot out of my hand like I did on the other. I release it because I don't want this cutting my hand here. Burrs, that's another thing you got to watch. So you do have to file these to a certain extent. When knives are hitting one another, or if you miss and you hit something else, you can get burrs. I don't know if you can see those or not, but you can see the notches. There are burrs on those. Those can nail you too. So, you know, you kind of want to watch that and be careful of it. But again, all I did was this right here. Bring it up close again so you can see. I put my hand, put it right down here if I can get it. There we go. Okay, just like that. That's how I had it. And that's how I was throwing that at 16 feet with that grip right there at a half spin. It's not a complete spin, it was a half. And a half spin, what we're talking about, for those of you who don't know, when you throw it, that knife is leaving your hand, it's going like this, it's rotating half spin. By the time it gets to the target, it's right there. A complete spin, which you throw from this end, goes completely around and lands into the target. That's a complete spin. And a no spin, of course, you know, you're throwing it just like an arrow. And that's why the knives are, the best no spin knives are designed like an arrow, and they're called arrows. That's what Adam Saladin, world champion, throws, are arrow knives. He is the best. I will have to say that. He is the best at no spin throwing. And you want to look up some of his videos. He's got a ton of them. He's got a lot of followers too. So make sure you look up his YouTube channel, because Adam has taught me so much on a lot of stuff. I mean, I already knew about knife throwing. I'd done it before in the past. When I was a kid, I was throwing knives. So that's the one thing you want to do, is look at everything. Get the knife that you think is best for you. Again, the Cold Steel, the nice thing about it is you can buy one knife directly from Cold Steel, even, like I said, Amazon. People have asked me where I get my knives. Well, I mentioned them several times, but I'm still going to tell you again. I get them in Amazon, and again, make sure you really price them there. Also, Knife Country, USA. A lot of people don't know about that one. You want to take a look at that, because there are, he has several different ones. He's got some that are India knives, I think, and some Russian knives, and they're just all different ones. He's got knives that are different than you just can't find them everywhere. Then, of course, like I said, directly cold steel, directly to the Fuchs, without a doubt. Look them up on Facebook. Ivan will be glad to take care of you there. And then Bud K. Bud K has got sales all the time on them, and they've got a lot of cheapies. I have to say that. There are some cheapies there. And if you want a cheapie, that's fine, but be very careful of them, because they're usually going to be lightweight, and they're going to be more the kune style. And as I've stressed before, the kune can be very dangerous for the beginner. It can be dangerous for the guy that knows what he's doing. It'll come back at him. So you want to be careful of that. But again, you know, these are the Flight series of cold steel, carbon steel, very good knife. Recommend them, highly recommend them. Out of all the knives that I've talked about so far, the two top ones are cold steel and the Fuchs. Remember both of those names. And until next time, shoot safe and have a great day of plinking.